These 5 celebrities have been steadily losing followers, starting with Ellen DeGeneres. Her downfall began on the 20th of March 2020, when Kevin T. Porter made a post reading, "Right now we all need a little kindness," like Ellen DeGeneres always talks about. She's also notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Respond to this with the most insane stories you've heard about Ellen being mean, and I'll match everyone with $2 to LA Food Bank. Thousands of people responded to the post, describing their horrible experiences with Ellen. When I was 15, The Ellen Show was doing a contest of fans making a bust of her and sending it to her. I worked so hard on this and even wrote her a letter. Weeks later, she used it as a prop in a game and gave it away to a random person with $500 attached to the bottom. One time I saw her at a restaurant in LA. The waiter was serving the table next to her. He bumped into her by accident when putting down their food, and she stood up and pushed his head into the bowl of hot soup he had just put down on the table. Second-degree burns. Things just kept getting worse for Ellen as audience members started speaking out too, with Dana DiMatteo claiming that she was instructed not to be funnier than Ellen.
They tell you, you can't be smarter, funnier than Ellen. She's the comedian and the star, not you.
She also said that Ellen was completely different behind the cameras.
How does the Ellen we see on TV compare to the Ellen you saw when the cameras stopped rolling?
Totally different. She would only speak to the audience when the cameras were rolling. As soon as they turned the cameras off, she would not even acknowledge the audience. She would just sit on the couch, basically.
These claims were also supported by the show's former producer.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is.
On July 17th, 2020, BuzzFeed published an article with former employees describing a toxic environment on The Ellen Show. BuzzFeed News spoke to 1 current and 10 former employees on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. They said they were fired after taking medical leave or bereavement days to attend family funerals. One employee who claimed she was fed up with comments about her race essentially walked off the job. Others said they were also instructed by their direct managers to not speak to DeGeneres if they saw her around the office. Ellen responded to the article by releasing an internal company statement that read, "Hey everyone, it's Ellen. On day 1 of our show, I told everyone in our first meeting that the Ellen DeGeneres Show would be a place of happiness. No one would ever raise their voice, and everyone would be treated with respect. Obviously, something changed, and I am disappointed to learn that this has not been the case. And for that, I am sorry. Anyone who knows me knows it's the opposite of what I believe and what I hoped for our show." She also issued an apology on her show, addressing the allegations and promising to make the necessary changes.
As you may have heard, this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. And then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. We have made the necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter.
However, her viewership numbers kept dropping from 2.6 million to 1.5 million viewers, which led Ellen to announce that she would be ending the show.
Today, I am announcing that next season, season 19, is going to be my last season.
She also lost hundreds of thousands of followers, and the same can also be said about Dwayne Johnson. In 2023, The Rock made an Instagram post claiming it was his first time visiting In-N-Out. "My first In-N-Out burger experience. Rolled up in my pickup and tried to be cool af with my order. But I didn't know the lingo, didn't know who to pay, where to pay, didn't know shit. But I'm a quick study." However, people quickly pointed out that it was actually the 3rd time he had made the same claim.
This is the 3rd time he's done it. He keeps pretending that he's trying In-N-Out for the first time every couple of years. The other 2 videos are still on your Instagram page. It makes no sense to me.
His lies became even clearer after Black Adam's theatrical run ended, when an article was published titled "Box Office Bust, Black Adam Faces Theatrical Losses." The film needed to earn around $600 million worldwide to break even, yet box office experts believe Black Adam will stall out with less than $400 million globally. Now, the movie stands to lose $50 million to $100 million in its theatrical run. In an attempt to make his movie seem profitable, The Rock responded to the article by posting, "Waited to confirm with financiers before I shared this excellent Black Adam news. Our film will profit between $52 million to $72 million. Fact. At almost $400 million worldwide, we are building our new franchise step by step. First Captain America did $370 million for the DC future." Several days later, a Reddit post was shared that showed that The Rock had leaked misleading Black Adam profits to the press. Literally nobody is shocked by this. There's no reality in which a $200 million movie making less than $400 million at the box office is profitable. The Rock couldn't cope with the fact that his movie flopped, so he shared fake and misleading data to make it seem like his movie is more successful than it actually is. Bro should have just taken the L and moved on. The Rock's lies kept getting exposed when fitness coach Greg Doucette pointed out that The Rock's physique didn't look natural.
Not only do I not think he's natural, I don't think he's on HRT. I think he's on the kitchen sink. Whatever he can take.
Really?
I think he's on all of it and then some. You don't get big like that into your 50s compared to your 40s and 30s. Like you see some photos of him in his 30s, he's way bigger and leaner now.
Which was also echoed by Joe Rogan and Sunny V2.
There's not a fucking chance in hell he's clean.
No.
Not a chance in hell. As big as The Rock is, at 50?
On the topic of steroids, Johnson has said he hasn't touched them since he was 18, when he tried them before college. Sure, you get a lot of people out there who will suspect and say shit. They want to negate the hard work you put in, although it's strange to see him only getting bigger, despite now being into his 50s.
The final blow to his already struggling reputation came when he joined the WWE board.
On the 23rd of January 2024, The Rock became a WWE board member and a voice for what takes place in the show. The Rock ensured the audience, "At my core, I'm a builder who builds for and serves the people," although so far he hasn't served anyone beside himself. How much, you ask? Well, you'll need a bit of backstory. Roman Reigns was WWE champion for roughly 3 whole years, although it was hinted that the widely adored Cody Rhodes would be next to take the title. The two had a long-running feud, so their matchup seemed perfect, and Cody had just won the Royal Rumble, the winner of which normally goes on to face the champ. Well, after all the hype had built, Cody Rhodes unexpectedly told Roman he didn't want to face him, randomly subbing himself out for The Rock, who had no place in the story. Suspiciously, this was only 10 days after Dwayne became a board member, with many believing The Rock had simply written himself into their feud. The highlight therefore gained over 700,000 dislikes, being given the title of the most hated WWE move ever, since the highlight is now the WWE's most disliked video.
As a result of everything we have discussed, The Rock lost over 5 million followers in just 5 months. But surprisingly, Selena Gomez lost even more. In January 2025, Selena posted a tearful Instagram story expressing that her people were being attacked and voicing concern over ICE arrests in several US cities, where nearly 1,000 people were detained in a single day.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Her post featured a Mexican flag emoji, along with the caption, "I'm sorry." However, the video sparked backlash from many viewers who felt that her reaction was exaggerated. Selena Gomez filmed herself ugly crying about the current mass deportations, because of course the out-of-touch celebrity, with zero understanding of how dangerous our country has become, is crying for the criminals being deported. How pathetic. Selena Gomez's net worth is estimated at $1.3 billion. She has round-the-clock security. She has no idea how little her fake tears mean to me, and 77 million real Americans, especially when we're all more concerned with the real tears of the families of the American women and children being raped and murdered by her people. After facing the backlash, she immediately deleted the video and then posted another story, which she also deleted. The story said, "Apparently it's not okay to show empathy for people." As a result, she has lost over 6 million followers since January. But despite losing over 6 million followers, she was lucky she did not lose her entire career like 6ix9ine. In 2018, BBC made an article titled 6ix9ine Rapper Faces Prison and Sex Offender Registry. The article read, 6ix9ine originally pleaded guilty in October 2015 to using a child in a sexual performance when he was 18. In a video posted online, a 13-year-old girl was seen engaging in oral intercourse while Tekashi stood behind her. Under the conditions of a plea deal over the original crime, he agreed not to commit another offence for 2 years so that he wouldn't have to register as a sex offender. However, if he breached that plea deal, he was told he could face up to 3 years in prison. The hip-hop star has since been arrested twice for allegedly choking a 16-year-old in a shopping centre in Houston earlier this year. In May, he was also arrested for driving without a licence. After receiving probation in his child sex case, 6ix9ine and his entourage went to Philippe Chow to celebrate. However, they got into an argument with the restaurant's staff and were denied entry. These males came back a short time later and struck one of the private security guards over the head with a chair. That security guard produced a licensed handgun, fired 2 times, striking one of the individuals in the torso. He was arrested and pleaded guilty to racketeering, carrying a firearm, assault with a dangerous weapon, and conspiracy murder charges. 6ix9ine was facing the possibility of more than 30 years in prison if convicted, but he was able to reduce his sentence to 2 years after he testified against former members. Tekashi was completely mocked online for being a snitch.
What it was is there's people have different beliefs. If you look to the Bronx Tale on what the code of the street is, keep your mouth shut, never tell on your friends. Those are the only 2 rules. I don't give a
if I'm held accountable for what I did. Yes, I snitched, and I did it proudly, right?
He was released from prison in 2020 and was put under supervised release. However, he was arrested again. He's now losing over 100,000 followers each month, and his recent albums have failed to make any real impact. 6ix9ine is losing his influence, and the same can also be said about Kim Kardashian. In April 2024, Taylor Swift released a song called Thank You Amy in her album The Tortured Poets Department. Many fans believed that the song was aimed towards Kim Kardashian because of the word Kim in the capitalized letters in the title. The song features several lyrics that double as thinly veiled swipes at Kardashian. A bronze spray-tanned statue of you, of course, targets Kardashian's notorious penchant for spray tans and heavy contour. Stomping across my grave and writing headlines in the local paper are clear references to Kardashian burying Swift with a Snapchat video, as well as telling outlets like GQ that Swift totally approved the famous lyrics. Swift shares that I changed your name and any real defining clues, signaling to her fans that the song's not about the supposed Amy. Kim Kardashian reportedly lost over 100,000 followers after the song's release. She also lost 150,000 more followers after she posted a photo of First Lady Melania Trump.